All right, this morning I'm going to speak to you a little bit about what you should do before you decide to go into the landscaping business, no matter what part of it. It's an industry, so there are many facets to landscape companies, from designers to lawn pest control, lawn maintenance, construction installation. I mean, you name it. It runs the full gamut of anything you can think of, as it's an industry all to itself, although it's tied to many other industries like the swimming pool industry, the spa industry, any kind of outdoor place where you would enjoy being outdoors, outdoor patios and pergolas and all that. You can build an independent business just on doing those things, but if you include landscaping, planting, plant design, plant layout, drainage, irrigation, you can see there's so many facets to it. And what I would suggest, if you're thinking about starting your own landscape business, is to think about two things. The first is, what are you interested in? What interests you most about being in the landscape industry? Is it the plants themselves? Is it the construction? Is it building things? Is it controlling pests, diseases, and insects? Is it just maintaining an existing landscape? Those are the kinds of questions you need to ask yourself before you decide how you want to get started, because you may already have started something. You may have a lawn maintenance business or garden maintenance business of some sort that you just want to expand on and do a little bit more in a few different things. So my advice is think about that. So what kind of services you want to offer, and what you're interested in. Those are the two of the main things. And then you need to look at how big of an area you want to serve. Are you talking about a small town that you can serve the entire town? Are you talking about a large city or a very highly populated county where you can only manage to take care of a small portion of it? And once you decide that you know what you want to do and you know where you want to do it, then you need to look at what are your needs as far as equipment, supplies. Do you need a location, a retail location? Do you need just a warehouse? Can you do it? Can you run the business out of your home? Does your subdivision allow you to run a business out of your home? That's another one, another question to answer. So there are a good many things that you need to look at. But once you've kind of made the decision, go into the landscape business, whatever facet of it you decide on, then you need to get serious about learning as much as you can about that particular thing, because people are going to expect you to be an expert if you're doing that. And to be an expert, you need to be able to answer most questions that a client's going to want answers to, as well as you need to feel like you have enough knowledge that you can talk intelligently with anyone on that subject, whatever you choose. Okay, so now it boils down to knowing what you want to provide, knowing what it takes to do that, getting the education to be able to do it well, and as part of the education, you also need to learn how to do it very professionally, how to be professional in every way when you're dealing with a client. You notice I don't call them customers. I think customers too ordinary. I think they're clients. They are people that are paying good money to have you do something for them. They become a client and not a customer. The customer, I think, in my way of thinking, deals more with the retail end of landscape business. That's selling plants and supplies. That's a customer that comes in the door and buys something from you. But if a customer calls you, or a person, I should say, now that I've clarified between customer and client, if a client calls, a prospective client, let's say, calls you and you're not speaking in a professional manner, you're not knowledgeable about what they want to know, how are you going to make an impression on them in your first conversation that they will allow you to come out to their house or their premises, whatever they have, and look at the problem they're trying to solve. Clients always call because they have a problem that they want to solve. Now, it could be that the problem is they just don't know what to do. It may not be a problem like, I have a dead tree, I need to get it down before it falls on my house. It may be more hypothetical. What can I do in my yard to make it more interesting, more exciting, more up to date? That's when you're going to need to know how to be professional and how to answer those questions. And then once you have done that, you'll have an appointment to go on. First questions from you about what they want should be, what do you want? No, I'm kidding. May I come out and take a look at what you're talking about? Or would you take some photographs of the area you're wanting to do something with and send them to me so I can take a look at the general area? And if I think I can help you with what you're wanting to do, I can get back with you and we can set up an appointment. So something like that. It breaks the ice. You're very professional. You're asking the right questions. You're concerned. You're interested in what they have to say and what they're needing. And once you have that, they want you to come out. This is a consult. This is what I would determine to be a consulting situation where they're asking you to come out and look at something and tell them what would be the best thing to do there. They may have some general idea of what they want. They may want a fire pit and a patio, but it's up to you to go out, look at it. Where's the best position in the yard for it? What makes the most sense as far as size? Do they want a portable fire pit? Do they want a built-in fire pit? And, many, many questions that you can answer. What materials do you want to use? And they may not have a clue what they want until you give them the options that you can lay forth for them to choose from. So it's a real opportunity at that point for you. But if you don't charge to go out and you're doing this for free, because if you don't get the job, you're not doing it you're losing money. You're going out on your time, your gas, your insurance. Spend probably at least an hour with someone discussing, even if it's just one thing like a patio with a fire pit. So you've wasted not only the time that you spent with the client, but the time getting there, the time getting prepared to go, and the time driving either to the next one or back to the office or back to your home to figure out what you're going to do next. So I definitely encourage anybody that's presently in the business or contemplating going into the business that you charge for your time when you're out on a job like that, because that is a job. That is one thing that a lot of people, that's all they do is consult. And that's one of the things that I do. So it's, and I've done it for many, many years. And it's another way to offset some of the overhead that you have and allow you to recoup some of your expenses just to be in the business. Whether you have a job or not, you have expenses that are going on all the time as you sit in your office and wonder when the next phone call is coming in. So you've got to look at all those things. Charging for consulting or charging for design or just charging to go out and give somebody some ideas, that's coming from your knowledge, from your experience base. You've spent a lot of years, or maybe you haven't, maybe you're just getting started, but you've got some ideas. Everybody's got some ideas, especially if it's something that's interesting to you and if it's something that you want to do. Now, if they call and it's something that doesn't interest you at all and you're not wanting to add that to your business or wanting to do that in your business, then you need to have someone to refer them to, or just say, I'm sorry, I don't do that type of landscape work, but I can probably refer you to someone that does do that. And if you'll ahead of time work out the referrals for different types of work and work out something with those companies that you're going to be referring to, that they give you either a discount from them if they do work for you, or they give you a referral fee or whatever you can work out with them, or even if you just like the person that owns the company and you know they do good work, you can refer them, and the client that you've met with will appreciate that, and they'll remember that. So next time that they need something that you do provide, which you can fill them in on that list while you're there, then they'll call you, or they should. And I think I've covered quite a bit of ground, and it's probably a lot to have to deal with all at one time. So I'm going to cut it right here. I do want to say that I started my landscape business in 1976. So I don't even know how long that is, but it's over 50 years that I've been doing this. I retired 13 years ago, and then I got bored and decided I needed to go back into the business, but in a different facet. Instead of doing all the construction, I'm doing design and consulting only. So, and I've decided to help other people get into the business and do a good job and be prepared and be educated and be professional. And I think those are the key points that I'm going to focus on in my YouTube videos. And I hope you enjoyed the video and found it interesting and maybe helpful to you. If so, whatever they say, subscribe, hit the button and subscribe.